In a world where dreams go to die and buzzwords are born, a silent war rages. It's not fought with swords or shields, but with something far more insidious. Meet Thrive, 20 years in the trenches of HR. He's seen the lies, spoken the lies, and now he's ending the lies. This summer, learn the truth, fight the system, reclaim your humanity. They don't want you to watch this. HR Revolution, coming soon to a workplace near you. Rated R for relentless truth-telling, because someone had to.
Circle back on that.
I've come to a startling conclusion. HR is less about humans and more about resources. And by resources, I mean you. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just another YouTube rant. This is a manifesto, a survival guide, a brutal exposé of the most manipulative language machine in modern capitalism, human resources. But before you grab your pitchforks and storm the corporate castle, let me clarify. I'm not here to burn HR to the ground. I'm here to save it, to expose the toxic practices that have turned what should be a bastion of human dignity into a glorified puppet show for management. Every phrase I'm about to decode, I've spoken them, I've written them, I've weaponized them, and now I'm giving you the ultimate translator. Consider me the Rosetta Stone of corporate nonsense. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? HR didn't start out as a soul-crushing department that it is today. Post-World War II, personnel departments were designed to protect workers, to ensure fair treatment, to be an advocate. But then came the 1980s, the era of shoulder pads, synth pop, and corporate raiders who treated companies like monopoly boards. The tech boom followed with its move fast and break things mentality, which, incidentally, also applied to employees. And then the gig economy arrived, turning full-time jobs into a game of musical chairs where the music never stops. Slowly, HR transformed from a worker's shield to a management sword. And the language? Oh, the language. It's the most insidious weapon of all. It's like a Trojan horse, but instead of Greek soldiers, it's filled with empty promises and vague platitudes. We're like a family here. Ah, the classic. We're one big happy family, they say, as if they're auditioning for a Hallmark movie. What they meant: we want you to feel guilty about having boundaries or a life outside of work. Also, we'll probably ask you to work on Thanksgiving. So here's your survival tactics. Recognize emotional manipulation. If they want a family, they'd give you a Christmas bonus instead of a fruit basket. Remember, real families don't require a performance review, unless you're in the royal family, in which case, good luck. Maintain professional boundaries. You're not their child, and they're not your parent, unless your parent also micromanages your TPS reports. We're looking for a culture fit. We want someone who matches our culture, they say, as if they're casting for a reality show. Corporate Island. Here's what they meant. We want someone who looks, thinks, and acts exactly like our current leadership. Diversity? We mean diversity of lunch preferences. Survival tactic. Ask specific questions about diversity and inclusion. If they say, we're working on it, run. Challenge vague definitions of culture. Is it a culture of innovation or a culture of passive-aggressive post-it notes? Remember, true innovation comes from diversity, not uniformity, unless you're making cookies, in which case, uniformity is key. We value work-life balance. The promise: flexible working, wellness programs, mental health support. The reality: burnout, constant connectivity, unpaid overtime, and a wellness program that consists of a single yoga class and a basket of granola bars in the break room. Here's your survival tactic. Track your actual work hours. If you're working more than you're sleeping, something's wrong. Set clear boundaries. Your time is not a buffet for your employer to graze on. And recognize that work-life balance is often just marketing, like all natural or artisanal. We're invested in your career growth. Your growth is our priority, they say, as if they're planting a tree and not just watering a plastic plant. Here's what they meant. We'll keep you exactly where we want you. Also, here's a LinkedIn Learning subscription. You're welcome. Survival tactic. Create your own growth plan. Don't wait for them to hand you a ladder. Build your own. Network externally. Your next opportunity probably won't come from your current employer. And never assume loyalty equals advancement. Loyalty is for dogs, not careers. The open door policy. Come to us with any concern, as if their door isn't just a revolving one that leads to nowhere. Here's what they actually mean by that. Speak up, and we'll find a way to marginalize you. Also, we'll take notes for your next performance review. Here's your survival tactic. Document everything. If it's not written down, it never happened. Understand HR is not your friend. They're the Switzerland of the corporate world, neutral until the bomb drops. Know your legal rights, because if you don't, they certainly won't remind you. Look, this isn't just information. This is a revolution. Every time you accept a corporate euphemism, you surrender a piece of your professional dignity. You're not a cog. You're not a resource. You're a human being with value, with rights, and the power to demand better. Look, here's your mission. Question everything. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Know your worth, and know your worth is not determined by your job title. Negotiate fiercely. They're not doing you any favors by paying you. You're doing them a favor by showing up. Never apologize for protecting your boundaries. Your time is not a charity. But wait, there's more. I have a blueprint. Not just criticism, but a complete roadmap for building an HR team from the ground up. One that doesn't just support employees, but becomes a company's greatest competitive advantage. So look, here's how you build HR. This is a radical reconstruction and something that businesses can implement today. Now, imagine an HR that actually serves humans, not just corporate interests. Here's how you do it. Number one, redefine the core mission from protecting the company to empowering employees, because happy employees are productive employees. Shocking, I know. Number two, implement radical transparency, public reporting on promotions, pay equity, and diversity. No more smoke and mirrors. Revolutionize compensation and growth. Transparent salary bands and guaranteed skill development, because nothing says we value you like actually valuing you. Number four, prioritize mental health and human dignity. Enforce true work-life balance, not the kind that's just a line in the employee handbook. Number five, redistribute power. HR reports to employee-elected boards, not just executives, because democracy shouldn't stop at the office door. But here's the twist. I know what you're thinking. This kind of sounds like a union thrive. Here's where it's different. No, my friends, unions are the marriage counselors of the corporate world, necessary when trust has broken down entirely. What I'm proposing is a prenup, and why it's better than a union. There's no adversarial stalemates. Unions often create an us versus them dynamic. This model aligns interest. HR becomes the bridge and not the battleground. Proactive, not reactive. Unions fight fires. This HR rebuilds the fireproof house. It's about prevention, not damage control. And business-friendly agility. Unions negotiate rigid contracts. This model thrives on flexibility. Employees get real-time influence, companies retain nimbleness, and a mutual benefit. Unions protect workers from the company. This protects workers and the company. Think of it as a Swiss watch. Precision engineered fairness that keeps the whole machine running smoothly. Now, for employees, direct influence over policies that affect you. No more waiting for collective bargaining. Transparency's baked in. A seat at the table, not a picket line. Now, for businesses, retention of top talent. Who knew treating people well worked? Reduced legal risks. Fewer lawsuits, more productivity. A workforce that's invested because they're actually valued. And the human element, and why this matters. Look, this isn't just about improving workplace dynamics. It's about reclaiming our humanity in a system designed to reduce us to productivity units. Every person deserves respect, not the kind you get from a participation trophy, but the kind that's earned through a mutual understanding, and fair compensation, because exposure doesn't pay the bills. Genuine opportunities for growth, not the kind that's tied to a PowerPoint presentation, and a workplace that sees them as a whole human, not just a resource. The HR revolution starts with you, with me, with every single person who refuses to accept the status quo. Spread the word, challenge the system, demand better, because the future of work isn't about corporate profits, it's about human potential. Like if you like, sub if you sub, share if you share. I'm Thrive. Bye.